what's up, folks? Welcome to the channel. I'm Don. This is Rockin' the Country. I am doing a special request today. Joe Purdy's song Pioneer. Craig Siebert made a special $25 donation to the channel, and Craig, you did it at a perfect time too, because I got the notice on my phone about 10 minutes before I was coming downstairs into my shop to do a recording session, and I was like, oh, perfect timing. But just so you know, like if you make a special donation to the channel, the information's in the description box below. But if you really have something that you want to hear me do a reaction to, or a dedication to someone for your anniversary or a birthday or something, then I move it up the list, as far up the list as I can get it. So that's how that works. But I don't know this song. It's a true reaction. So Craig, thank you for the donation. And let's see what we've got with Joe. I've done 4 or 5 of Joe's songs, and I really like him. He's an intriguing character. Seriously. Pioneer, huh?
Go to sleep, little Corey, for you can't understand. You're sick, little baby, in your mother's tired hands. Well, your daddy fetched the doctor, but he had to use his gun. And he's always been reckless, and he's always on the run.
Yeah.
And the doctor says it's working, 'cause your fever and broke. Gonna wrap you in a blanket, gonna put you on a boat and sail across the Mississippi to a town where music plays. Gonna steal your penicillin, make your fever go away.
Yeah.
And when you grow up, don't you hate your mama and daddy? They gave you everything that you ever had. It ain't no wonder that most don't make it. No wonder so many die. It ain't easy to be a pioneer when the land that you moved to is dry. Wake up, little Corey, get the water from the well. Count to 9 in Mississippi, and then your daddy needs your help. Give the feed to the chickens, and in the rows you plant the corn. Give the rations up for winter, and build a fire to keep it warm.
You know, Joe's really a poet who happens to have a guitar in his hand. You know, some people are like musicians first, and then they kind of work on language later and for the lyrics and such. But, you know, he's more a Bob Dylan type in that regard. He's a linguist, and then he can add any kind of whatever mood to the poem that he's just written, because that's what this is. I mean, just to be able to go stanza to stanza and bring in different thoughts in. They connect through, there's a common thread. But it's just a gift. He's an unusual cat in that regard, and usually talented linguistically.
And you'll learn to use a rifle, and you'll learn to use a knife, and you'll learn how to hunt, and you'll learn how to fight. And you learn to pack a saddle, and then you take it off to town. Just 3 days of ride and sell skins and turn around. And when you grow up, don't you hate your mama and daddy? 'Cause they gave you everything that they ever had. It ain't no wonder that most don't make it, no matter how hard they try. It ain't easy to be a pioneer. pioneer when the land that you moved to is dry.
Pioneer life would have been rough compared to today. Almost sounds like a train. Is that harmonica supposed to represent sort of like difficulty and confusion and hard times and lack of continuity? Because that was a very different harmonica riff. Disjointed, but I'm going.
Go to sleep, little court. If you're a growing boy, gonna have to be the man now with your daddy off at war. Keep an eye on the horses and keep your mother safe. Got 2 hungry sisters and another on the way. Yeah, when you grow up, don't you hate your mama and daddy? 'Cause they gave you everything that they ever had.
Sure tried.
It ain't no wonder that most don't make it. No wonder so many die. It ain't easy to be a pioneer when the land that you moved to is dry. It ain't easy to be a pioneer when the land that you moved to is dry.
That was riveting. Every one of Joe's songs has been absolutely riveting because you can't take your ear off it. You've got to think, where's he going next? Where's this going? One thing, all right, antibiotics. I think the average age in the industrialized nations worldwide prior to the development of antibiotics was something like 30 or 32 years. Because you'd have like a problem with your tooth, it'd get infected, and you would die from that. And then penicillin was invented, either discovered or invented. I don't know what the right word for that is. I guess invented or developed. And then you wouldn't die from it. So it almost like doubled the worldwide average industrialized nations because they had access to it. But the pioneer, that wasn't invented or discovered or developed until I think the 1900s, and the pioneer times were way before that. So there might have been an anachronism in here, but irrespective, because they said the baby was sick, and the doctor floated him across the Mississippi to go get some penicillin. Whatever time frame we're talking about here, you still get the whole blunt force. And I've contemplated what it would have been like for the European settlers that came to the States and then the westward expansion. And you're going through areas where there are no paved roads. There aren't paths, of gravel or dirt, really. You've got to go through the brush. And I don't know really how they did it. You're going with, whatever you own in these horse-drawn carriages. The horses have to make it through. And you got to have water. In this thing, there was a drought. I like the idea of not hating your parents because they gave, in this song, gave you everything they had. And, parents make mistakes. We get that. They say mean things. They're under so much pressure. There's all this stuff, but you don't want to hate your parents. And the default setting of a child generally is to love their parents. We want that affection. We want that no matter how old you are. And young folks, if you're watching, even if you're 15 years old or 20, don't think that when you hit 40 or 60 years old that you don't want the love of your parent. You want it every bit as much or more, especially if you've been deprived of it your whole life. Not all parents are emotional beings. They don't give in that way. They don't all have the capacity or even the desire. And in pioneer times too, that was a luxury. You really wanted to keep people alive, your kids alive. That was the big thing. It wasn't equitable distribution of love and all that. It was survival. And those are very different paradigms and parameters set for daily living. I don't know, the pioneer, I just think how good we have it in America now, and the bitching and moaning that takes place about how terrible it is. It's like, gee, are you even educated? There are things that need to be corrected, absolutely, but go overseas and see how other countries have to live. Or think about what it was like back in the pioneer days. Joe just has a way about him. I was never a big Dylan fan, but the guy had lyrics and could say some things amazingly. Joe, to me, is far more listenable than Dylan. But of all the people that I would compare stylistically and linguistically to Dylan, it would be Joe Purdy, Tom T. Hall, John Prine, Jason Isbell, and there's one in there that I'm forgetting. But very few folks go to that level. But Joe is a linguist first. He's a storyteller first. I don't know if he sees words in front of him, because some people are very visual in that regard, or concepts or thoughts. It's just brilliant. So I'll rate that song. It wasn't a dedication. I don't rate dedications, but if you just ask me to do a song, I'll move it up the list and then I'll give it a rating. That was fascinating. I mean, you're just captivated by where's he going with this. I mean, this was basically like a Western type movie in a 5 to 6 minute song with family drama. The number that popped into my head was a 9.2. That is just a quintessential storytelling, brilliant song with nothing overdone in it whatsoever. I don't even know what instrumentation you would use to tell. I mean, maybe they could set it to Pink Floyd type orchestration, but otherwise what he did was just spot on. So, Greg Siebert, thank you again, my friend. It was very kind and thoughtful of you, and here we are. Have a great day, guys. I'll see you on another video. Keep rocking the country.